Stipe Miocic, a standout in the world of UFC, distinguishes himself through a combination of exceptional skills and an unshakable determination. How does his record-breaking reign as the heavyweight champion compare to other UFC fighters? What unique attributes contribute to his success inside the octagon? This video sets the stage for a closer look at Miocic's remarkable career. Stipe Miocic is a massive deal within the UFC heavyweight department. People are scared to fight him. He's been the boss in the organization for a long time, like 10 entire years. That's a massive deal. He was given an outstanding, wonderful report in the process. He has won 20 times. That's plenty extra than the few times he lost. In the heavyweight MMA world, that's a big deal. It suggests he's really difficult and sturdy. Think about it. In a heavyweight fight, you have to be tough and effective. Stipe Miocic has proven to all people that he's been given what it takes to be excellent. When you notice a man with 20 wins and now not too many losses, you recognize he's the real deal. So fighters think twice before moving into the ring with Stipe Miocic. He's now not just appropriate, he is a legend within the making. His record and his ability speak for themselves, and that's why he's the king of the heavyweight division. Stipe Miocic is not your everyday fighter. He does not select easy, warring parties to make his record appear true. Nope, he goes up against the hardest men obtainable. And wager what? He beats them. He's fought some surely huge names. Imagine combating someone like Daniel Cormier. That's like going up towards a human tank, and he received it. Then there may be Francis Ngannou, who hits like a truck. Miocic took him on and got here out on the pinnacle. But that's not all. He's also gone up towards Mark Hunt, a mythical striker, and Junior Dos Santos, any other heavy hitter. Miocic fought them and showed the world he's got the capabilities to take on the very great. Not everybody can do that. Some fighters choose smooth warring parties to make themselves look better. But now not Stipe Miocic. He's all about proving he is high quality, and he does it by way of dealing with the hardest guys accessible. So whilst you see his list of victories, you understand he's the real deal. And now not simply correct, he's great. He's like a superhero in the world of fighting, taking on the mightiest of foes and coming out on top whenever. In the recent fight, anyone's eyes have been on Stipe Miocic's takedown. He tried to bring his opponents right down to the mat, and it labored. However, it wasn't a walk inside the park. It took a whole lot of attempts to get the takedowns. What's interesting is that Stipe had lost 10 pounds because of his closing combat with Daniel Cormier. Now, this might sound like just various on the scale, but it's a large deal in preventing international. And then there's Stipe's record with Daniel Cormier. Stipe has crushed Cormier twice before. That's a huge deal due to the fact Cormier is truly first-rate fighter. So if Stipe can beat him now, not once but twice, this way, Stipe is not any pushover. He's a first-rate, difficult fighter. Imagine this, from January 2016 to May 2017, Stipe Miocic did something truly directly out of the fighter's nightmare. He knocked out not one, not two, but 4 men in the very first round. That's like hitting a home run whenever you step up to bat. It's a terrific streak that makes fighters query their selection to face him. Now, picture status face-to-face with Miocic, within the flesh. He's now not simply an awesome fighter. He's a big man. He's 6 foot 4 inches tall and weighs 240 pounds. In the sector of heavyweight opponents, it truly is like being a giant among giants. These guys can weigh as much as 265 pounds, and Stipe is dancing around with agility and skill like it's no big deal. So if you're a fighter thinking about taking on Stipe Miocic, you've got to wonder, can I manage his size and strength? Meeting him in the octagon is like taking over a human mountain. His knockout streak shows that he's got pace and power in abundance. The big question is, are you prepared to face a guy who's both a knockout artist and a heavyweight monster? It's hard to call. Stipe's first-rate knockout streak is enough to make anybody assume 2 times about stepping into the cage with him. His length and talent make him an impressive opponent. So in the world of heavyweight prevention, he's no longer only a danger, he's a nightmare for anyone bold to mission him. Stipe Miocic isn't always only a one-trick pony within the preventing international. What makes him so frightening to his opponents is his incredible versatility. It's like he has a bag of hints that can work on the floor or status up. This man is a Swiss Army knife of fighting. You see, he's not just right at punching and kicking, he was given a Golden Glove boxing championship beneath his belt. That's like being the king of boxing. But wait, there's more. He was additionally an NCAA Division I wrestler when he went to Cleveland State University, so he knows a way to grapple and take the fight to the floor. That's a large deal in combat recreation. Now, right here is where it gets exciting. Stipe is not only a fighter within the cage, he's a competent time firefighter paramedic in his normal existence. Can you imagine that? He's the man who rushes into a burning home in lifestyle-threatening conditions. This is like an actual life superhero. It adds a layer of fearlessness to his character that makes his fighters assume 2 times before getting into the cage with him. So while you look at Miocic, you gotta ask, is there something this guy cannot do? He's been given the talents, the experience, and the fearlessness to lower back it all up. It's like he's a puzzle that combatants are still trying to discern out. How do you beat a guy who's top at the whole thing and fearless inside the face of risk? That's the question that keeps opponents up at night while they schedule to stand Stipe. Stipe Miocic, the heavyweight champion of UFC, had a number of people speaking about his weight. It's kind of sudden. You see, he changed into lighter in his fight against Francis Ngannou than in his preceding battles. Now, this alteration in weight got oldsters thinking, is it a huge deal? Will it have an effect on the fight outcome? And speaking of Francis Ngannou, the guy was given some critical electricity. He hits like a freight train. Not just that, he's been getting better and higher within the Preventing International. His abilities are evolving, and that makes him a real threat to each person who steps into the cage with him. Francis Ngannou versus Stipe Miocic had always been the communication of the heavyweight department in his career. Stipe Miocic effectively defended his UFC heavyweight championship against Francis Ngannou in their first fit held in 2018. Miocic won the combat through unanimous choice, the use of his wrestling and grappling capabilities to defeat Ngannou and save his powerful placing. In the rematch in 2021, Stipe Miocic confronted Francis Ngannou once more. This time, Ngannou changed into victorious, triumphing the UFC Heavyweight Championship by knockout in the second round. This marked the start of Ngannou's name reign within the heavyweight department. In assessing the potential upcoming matchup between Jon Jones and Stipe Miocic, Francis Ngannou reflects on the question, does Jon beat Stipe in your mind? While acknowledging Jones as a formidable opponent, Ngannou believes it's going to be a tough challenge for Jones. He points out a common tendency within the fight community, where Miocic may not always receive the credit he genuinely deserves, according to Ngannou. Miocic is still the dominant force in the heavyweight division and remains the most challenging fighter in the weight class. Ngannou's insights serve as a reminder that if one has the opportunity to face Stipe Miocic in the octagon, they should approach the fight with unwavering self-belief, as they're vying for the prestigious title of heavyweight champion. Now, while we communicate about Stipe's career as a fighter, he's no regular man like other fighters in UFC. He's ranked number 2 inside the heavyweight department for an excellent cause. He's carried out a few exquisite things in global prevention. Whether he's punching and kicking, taking the fight to the floor, or coping with life-threatening conditions as a firefighter, he confirmed himself time and time again. Stipe were given the combination of competence and experience which are unrivaled. He's now not only a fighter, he's a pressure to be reckoned with. So in the end, what are your final thoughts on Stipe Miocic? Well, it's easy. He's a fighter who's like any other. His journey from the preventing world to the firefighting world is stunning. His courage and fearlessness are unquestionable. It all provides as much as makes him a fighter who is genuinely certainly one of a type. Facing Stipe inside the cage is no walk in the park. It's like going up in opposition to an existing superhero. So do share your opinions in the comment section below, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more content.